one of the most common calls we get is that from customers who have a high water bill and they can't find out where the leak is coming from. And the first thing that most of our customers think about that freaks them out is we have a slab leak somewhere. It's under the slab. We don't know where it's coming from, so it must be under the slab. And you know, slab leaks are a pain, but they're not the end of the world. We fix them all the time. But you know, to a customer that doesn't know the process, they think automatically we're gonna have to bust the slab up and do a bunch of demolition in order to fix this leak, and we don't even know where it's coming from. But one thing that we do to eliminate the possibility, before we go straight to the assumption that it's a slab leak or looking for a slab leak, there are a few things that we do to eliminate the possibility that it's something smaller. So one of the things we do is dye test your toilet tanks, because when we ask our customers, when we ask you over the phone, are you sure that your toilets aren't leaking? And you know, the first thing that comes to mind is to look down in the toilet, and if you can see the water rippling, or if you can't, yeah, it's leaking, or no, it's not. But sometimes it's leaking down and you can't see it. But here's a little trick that will make it obvious where the water is coming from if it is leaking. So we got our model toilet here, and what you want to do is flush the toilet, and as soon as the flapper goes back down and closes off, you want to put some food coloring in there. And it's important that you let the flapper close before you do that, because the whole point is to let the toilet tank fill back up and sit for several minutes. Since it's only a model toilet in our shop, we got to fill it up manually, but it's going to fill up, and we're going to let it sit. So if it's leaking at all out of any of this stuff, it's going to make its way either to the bottom of the toilet tank or down into the toilet bowl. So over time, if it's leaking, we'll just simulate a leak. You see how it's coming out of there? It makes it more obvious. That food coloring is going to bring it to light and show you what's going on. And if it's leaking out of one of the bolts, let's see. It's hard to look at a white toilet with clear water to find out if it's leaking or not. We'll just simulate what a leak looks like when it's got blue water. So we'll make it start leaking. See how that blue, I mean, it shows up. So it can be leaking from there, there's a flush valve. Sometimes the water's leaking out from under the bottom, but when clear water is running down the bowl itself, you can't see it if it's clear, and then it ends up on the floor, and it looks like the water's coming out from under the bottom of the toilet. So, and it can also be leaking from right here. So these leaks are hard to find when you're trying to look at clear water and against white porcelain. So, you know, that's one of the things we do before we just assume that you have a slab leak. You have a high water bill, the leak's coming from somewhere, so we start with little things like this and then go. And even if you do have a slab leak, don't think it's the end of the world. It's not. We fix them all the time, like I said. But you don't want to go cutting into the sheetrock wall or doing anything more evasive if all it is a toilet leaking or something simple like that. Thanks for watching. So if you watched our last video, we clogged it up with a bunch of tampons and maxi pads. It's still clogged up. Let's see. We got blue water coming through here now, so we'll see. See if it flushes out. Oh. Close. Let's see if one more flush will do it. Let's go bonus footage.